What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name's Colt. For those of you that ain't been here before, it's MK Livestock. And today, I'm going to be talking about a little bit about my hoop barn because I made some progress. And, you know, there's just not very many videos about hoop barns. And just thought I'd talk about a little bit about how I'm setting mine up and just how they're constructed. So, we're going to go through some things, do a little walk around. And hopefully you find it interesting and maybe put the information to some good use. So, hope you get something out of this one. Have you ever seen a gator in Kentucky? Almost bit me. That's your dad joke for the day. Alright, so, like I said, and some of y'all, if you've watched some of my videos, you've seen the hoop barn. You know a little bit about it. I've got a couple videos out there of me planning it out and whatnot and talking about it. But today, we're going to go a little bit through about what I'm doing, how they're constructed, what they're made out of, and just honestly, probably the best multi-purpose bang for your buck that you can buy. So, the way I'm doing mine, I'm going to flip y'all around here, is I am, for one, covering both ends. I have not gotten that far yet, as you can tell, but I'm working on it. I've bought the metal to finish the sides, and once I get the sides done, and this piece right here, like I've done right there, I will get the metal for the rest of it, and I've got a 12 by 12 foot door. Now, you might ask, well, how are you going to get the tin up there to stay? How are you going to attach your door? How are you going to keep all this from going all which ways? Well, obviously, I'm going to run some purlins down through here, probably some 2x4s or 2x6s or something, like I've done right there. And not only is that help bracing it up, just like there, holding that post, but what I went and done on the inside is I contracted me some brace pieces. Now, as you can tell, these end hoops have braces right there, along with the purlins that run along the entire stretch of the barn. It's got extra support that keeps all that together. So what I've done is welded me 2 pieces of angle iron on the end of a pipe and attached one end to this post and one end to that hoop. It's all supported by these purlins. And what that's done is giving me a straight, level, solid post that ain't gonna go nowhere. So, these things are made, at least this one is, 2 by 2 inch square tubing that is obviously bent in a half circle. Now, these are in 3 pieces, and this is a 32 by 72 foot barn. The best thing about these is that you can get them in any length that you want because you just keep adding hoops. And then, you know, they make the tarp for however long it needs to be. Now, if you get, I don't know when it starts, but if you get them so wide, then the whole hoop system changes to more of a trussed hoop system. It's got all kinds of brace pieces in it and whatnot. Obviously, they're probably more expensive and everything. But at the time, now Rona's kind of screwed all this stuff up and inflation and whatnot. But when I bought this hoop barn, 32 by 72, just the metal, hardware, and tarp was $6,000. Now, this was during coronavirus, and you know, lumber was skyrocketed up. So for all my 6x6s, I bought, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 26 6x6x10s, along with all the 2x6s to run up through the top here. There's a 2x6 that runs on the outside, 2x6 that runs on the top, and that's what all this gets bolted to and supported to. It cost me around $2,500 for all that wood, including the 2 6x6s on that end and the 2 6x6s on this end for the door. So all that included was around $2,500. So just in the wood and the material, the hardware and metal and all that stuff, I had about $8,500 into the barn. That did not include my metal. That didn't include my concrete. Concrete was fairly cheap. The metal It was like it's $2.90 a foot. It's gone up now. I just bought some more. It's gone up a little bit. Painted metal, I think they said, is like $3.50 right now a foot. So it's all gone up a little bit. But by the time this is all said and done, you know, I'm gonna have probably, including my gates and everything, metal and all that stuff, you know, you probably be looking at 10, 11 something $1,000. I'd have to go in and add it all back up. But what I'm doing with my hoop barn now, a lot of people store hay in these things. Makes great hay storage. I've seen people run feeder cattle through in hoop barns. That would be great too. What I'm doing is I'm setting this up more for my show cattle. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put 5 stalls in here, and I've got 4 of them started and 2 of them with the gates on them. So what I've done is I've just put another 6x6 in the ground, 12-foot center, just to match up the ones in the back. And so with these gates is I can open these center ones up, make 2 stalls into one, make them bigger. These are 12x12. Just got them hinged on here. These open up. The middle ones can open up. And I've got all these gates I still got to put up for these other 2 stalls. But you get the idea. Now, how these connect to the post. They've got these metal brackets. They've got a piece of, I don't know if you can tell, but see, there's a piece of square tubing that's made to fit up inside of this piece of square tubing. It's then bolted down into the 6x6. And we'll go on the outside and look at that in a minute too. But so I've got this set up for my show cattle and my cows in general to be able to run in here. And so I'm gonna have 4 stalls on this side. I'm gonna have my feed and tack area down there, have some tools and air compressor down there. I gotta clean all this crap up. I've got it all junked up for right now because we've been building the house and everything else. But then down here, and I know I'm gonna get criticized for this alleyway, and it ain't up yet. It's just, I had to mock it up so I could get my post set. But I'm gonna do something more permanent, but for now, I just got corral panels. I ain't got nothing super wild, so it'll be all right. But I can run cows in from the outside, run them in the stalls. That gate opens up to there, and I can run them straight into the alleyway. And I've got my head chute down there that's gonna go right here. So for what I'm doing, this is gonna work out just fine. If I was running a lot of cattle, obviously I'd probably do something a little bit different. Like I said, I am gonna do a little more permanent of an alleyway, but for right now, till I save a little bit more money for that, this is what I'm doing. I bought all these gates secondhand, so they're like dent and scratch. So they're probably about half the price of a new gate. So that helped out a lot too. Now, right here, for all you show cattle people, once I clean all this junk up, I'm gonna set up my stall like you would at the show, with bed it down, end panels, and be able to tie them up like that, and then have me a little wash rack outside and whatnot. Now, as far as the tarp attaching to the hoops, like I said, you got purlins that run down through here all the way down. You got one on the side, one in the top, one on the other side, and then on the ends you got extra ones for support on the 2 end hoops. Now, your tarp on the inside, the ends, see them little ratchet straps? That's what pulls your ends together and gets it tight long ways. Now we'll go out here on the outside and we'll take a look at it. And so here, this one pulls this piece tight, and then on the outside what you've got is another piece of pipe, a galvanized pipe. I think it's probably close to being 2 inches as well, something pretty similar, and it is held down by these ratchet straps. Now these ratchets are just lag bolted into the 6x6s, and you just put them on, tighten them down, and that just goes over and does the same thing on the other side. Now I will say, when you go to stretching that thing on there, it helps if you got some kind of boom pole on a loader or something, and tie 3 or 4 ropes to the end pipe over here and just pull it over. It'll ride its way over, and then you can ratchet it down and get both ends the way you like it, and get it real nice and tight and snug. trying to think what else. So, oh, another thing that I did in here is from my ground, is I put ag lime down. Now, what this is going to allow me to do, one, it gives you a nice something other than dirt, basically. But two, when I go to clean my stalls out, and I'm cleaning stalls out, obviously if I'm cleaning out, especially with a skid loader or something, I'm gonna get some of that in my bed and into my newer spreader. And when I spread that out on the field, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Just be like liming the field, throw a little lime on there. I didn't want rock because I don't want, one, it ain't gonna last because you're gonna scoop it up every time you clean stalls out. And I don't want a bunch of rock scattered out in my field. So I went with an ag lime. And the good thing about it too is, you get it wet and you pack it down, it's a pretty solid base. It really is. Obviously, I got some more to scatter over here. I got a pile there. I got to scatter all the way through here. And when I clean this junk up, got to scatter through there. But, yeah. So, that is my hoop barn. And that is a little bit about how they are constructed. And really how I'm designing mine. Really the possibilities are endless. Because you can get them any size you want. And you can do anything you want with them. Just like right here. So I've got these posts running down and they're the same height as these. So really, I could run me some boards down through there and make me a loft over a couple of these stalls, if I wanted to, if I needed the extra storage or something like that, or even for my feeder. And because they're pretty tall, they're 6 foot tall off the ground, so it's enough you can duck under, or you could just go ahead and just raise them up another foot or two, and put you some boards down through here, make you a little loft up here to store you some square bales. Is probably what I'll end up doing, honestly, especially maybe over my feed tack area or somewhere, is making me some kind of loft to put some square bales up and store, just to kind of get some stuff off the ground. But yeah, so pretty simple design. Like I said, these are, well, here I'll mention this. If you're looking for how tall this is going to be, these hoops, when you got the 3 pieces together, one hoop, and you say if it's sitting flat on the ground, it is 12 foot to the center, 12 foot tall to the center. So now when you set these up on 6 foot 6x6s, you're looking at 18 foot from the ground in right here all the way up to the center there. You got 18 foot roughly. So if you're looking for an idea of how tall it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. To me, that's plenty. I don't need no more. It's just waste of space up there anyhow. But if you were looking to store hay in it, obviously if you wanted it to set higher up off the ground, get you some taller 6x6s, and set it higher up off the ground. And, whatever you need to do to fit what you're doing. Storage containers, you could probably get you some storage containers and run down through here and attach them to the storage containers. You could do that. Concrete, them big concrete blocks. I've seen that, especially for people that are running feeders that pour a full concrete pad. They'll put them concrete blocks on the sides and they'll attach them to the concrete blocks. It's just kind of whatever you want to do. That's the great thing about them. And they're not that hard to put together. It just takes some time and some good measurements. Good measurements when you're planning one out. If you're interested in watching me build mine, I've got some videos out there. I don't have the video of us putting the tarp up because if you watch my previous videos, I wrecked my tractor like the day before, or a couple days before, something like that. I wrecked my tractor down in the holler, and I quit videoing because I just tore up about it. So I didn't video putting the tarp up, but I've got some videos of setting all the posts and things like that. So I might try to do some more videos of me putting the gates up. I've been kind of in a hurry, and so I've been slacking on the videos, I know, and I got a tractor tore apart up there that I'm putting a new rear end in and all this jazz and everything else, and my life's a little stressful right now, so I ain't picked up the video camera as much as I'd like to, but I'm gonna try to get better at it. I'm gonna try to get better at it. But hopefully you enjoyed it. you learned something. If you got any questions, let me know. Leave me a comment, whatever you need to do. If I can't answer it in the text, I'll make a video on it. So but that's my hoop barn. That's a little bit about how much it cost me or what I've got in it. And I'm not afraid to tell you what I've got in it because I want other people to know. Like I said, there's not very many videos on these things, and I want, if you're interested in getting one, I want you to know about what you're gonna get into them. Now, Corona and all this info, I don't know what they are right now. I got mine from Kentucky Hoop Barn. I'm sure there's other dealers across the United States. Mine's from Kentucky Hoop Barn, and call him up, Google them, you can find their website. Call them up and find out what the price is per square foot. You can price it to build yourself, or you can price it to have someone build it for you. They ain't that bad to build yourself if you're looking to save a few bucks, but honestly, if you ain't got time to deal with it, you better off just pay somebody to do it. Save you a lot of headache too, especially if you ain't too good at this kind of stuff. But I ain't saying I am. I just pretend and try to be like I am. And it turns out okay. It turned out okay. So yeah. So that's it. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.